Just when it seemed like the questions around Ashley Janae's death might quietly fade away, her fiancé, Joe McCann, stepped forward with his big public statement. And it has completely blown up in his face. What was supposed to shut down the growing doubts has only poured gasoline on them. Stay with me, because this latest twist is making everything feel even darker than before. Joe finally broke his silence after weeks of radio silence. He addressed that viral video circulating everywhere. The one showing a man chasing a woman through hotel hallways, looking frantic and aggressive. Many thought it captured the final hours before Ashley was found unresponsive. Joe's team called it straight-up AI-generated nonsense. Nothing but fake slop designed to stir drama. But here's where it gets intense. Instead of calming things down, his denial has people digging even deeper. Why release a statement now? Why focus so hard on discrediting one video when the real questions are about what happened inside that luxury resort villa in Zanzibar? Think about it. Days after Joe got down on one knee in front of lions on safari, proposing to the woman who looked radiant and full of life in every photo, Ashley was gone. Found unconscious after a reported argument, hotel staff had to separate them into different rooms. Then hours of silence. An 11-hour gap before Joe finally reached out to her family, saying she was in the hospital. This changes everything we thought we knew about the timeline. Her family says that call came far too late. They describe Ashley as someone full of joy, celebrating her birthday and fresh engagement. No signs of the kind of despair that would lead to what Joe initially told authorities. He claimed she hanged herself on a door, but her loved ones immediately pushed back hard. They knew her. They say this didn't add up. And now with Joe's latest move, the suspicion has only grown louder. What makes this so emotional is how Ashley's light still shines through all the noise. She was a Miami-based influencer with a huge following, living boldly, posting dreams coming true right up until those final days. Her smile in those engagement photos hits different now. Pure happiness frozen in time while everything after feels shrouded in mystery. Those images of her glowing under the African sun, laughing with Joe, now feel like the last glimpses of a life that was violently cut short. Joe's statement tried to paint the viral video as irrelevant fiction. But people are asking why it took so long for him to speak at all. Where has he been while Ashley's body was returned to the United States? While her family fought for independent autopsies because they didn't trust the initial findings. While her personal belongings, including that new engagement ring, remain held overseas. The silence from him felt deafening. And when he finally spoke, it wasn't with warmth or sorrow. It felt calculated, defensive, like someone trying to regain control of a narrative that was spinning wildly out of his hands. This is where things get serious. The cause of death listed as cerebral hypoxia by strangulation and suffocation leaves no room for easy answers. Families don't usually demand second autopsies when everything feels straightforward. They don't describe their daughter as vibrant one moment and then gone the next without demanding truth. Ashley's mother has been vocal about the inconsistencies. She says her daughter was excited about the future, planning weddings, talking about kids, building content empires. Suicide simply didn't fit the woman she raised. Joe was questioned, his passport held for a while, then suddenly returned, allowing him to come back to the U.S. Some see that as clearance. Others see it as something else entirely. Delays, contradictions, gaps in communication. Why the long silence from him toward her devastated family? Her mother has spoken about being left on read. That 11-hour delay before the first hospital call still haunts them. What exactly happened in those missing hours? Did something escalate after the argument? Was there more to the separation into different rooms than we're being told? These unanswered questions are tearing people apart. Friends who knew Ashley best say she would never do this to herself. Not after celebrating love and life so openly. Not when everything pointed to a bright future. The more Joe tries to control the story, the more it seems to slip away. His dirty move, this attempt to dismiss the noise and viral claims, has only amplified the scrutiny. People are connecting dots he probably hoped would stay scattered. The engagement photos keep circulating online. Ashley beaming, Joe beside her, the ring sparkling on her finger. It was supposed to be the beginning of forever. Instead, it became the last chapter. And that contrast is breaking hearts across the internet. People who never knew her personally feel invested now. They see a young woman full of potential, full of light, suddenly gone under suspicious circumstances. And the man who was supposed to protect her is now fighting the public instead of fighting for answers. What do you think is really going on here? Does Joe's sudden statement feel like transparency or damage control? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and the theories coming in are eye-opening. Some of you have spotted details I haven't even mentioned yet. Was the timing of his statement too convenient? Why wait until the pressure built up before addressing anything? Right now, the independent autopsy results are still pending. The full investigation continues. Ashley's family is pushing for real answers, refusing to let this become another story that fades into the background. Her memory deserves better than half-truths and convenient explanations. She deserves the full truth about how a dream vacation turned into this nightmare. If you're feeling the weight of this like I am, hit that like button. It helps push the story to more people who might have information. Share this video with anyone following true crime updates. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next major development, because things are moving fast. But let's go back to that fateful night in Zanzibar, because this is where the story turns ice cold. Picture the luxury resort villa, waves crashing nearby, a romantic getaway that was supposed to be pure magic after that breathtaking proposal. Instead, something shattered. According to reports, a heated argument broke out between Ashley and Joe. Voices raised, tension thick enough that hotel staff had to step in and separate them into different rooms for the night. That decision might have saved a life, or it might have sealed one. We still don't know. But what happened next is the part that keeps investigators and the public awake at night. Hours passed in silence. No more calls for help. No immediate medical emergency reported. Then that long 11-hour gap. When Joe finally contacted Ashley's family, his words were devastating. She was in the hospital, unconscious, fighting for her life. By the time they got more details, it was already too late. Ashley Janae was gone. Her family says the way Joe delivered that news felt off. Cold, delayed, like someone buying time instead of racing against it. They immediately questioned everything. Why wait so long to reach out? What exactly occurred in those missing hours after the staff separated them? Was Ashley alone and scared? Was she still breathing when they found her? These aren't small details. These are the kind of gaps that destroy trust forever. The official story from Joe's side pointed to suicide. He claimed Ashley had hanged herself using a door. But that version hit a brick wall the moment her loved ones heard it. They knew Ashley. She was vibrant, ambitious, the kind of woman who lit up every room she entered. Just days earlier, she had been posting joyful content, showing off her new ring, talking about their future together. Suicide didn't match the woman they loved. Not even close. Her mother has said publicly that Ashley was not in despair. She was planning. She was dreaming. She was living. This is where things get even darker. The medical findings listed cerebral hypoxia caused by strangulation and suffocation. That language is brutal. It suggests pressure around the neck, restricted breathing, not the clean picture of a simple hanging that some tried to paint early on. Her family demanded an independent autopsy right away because they refused to accept the first set of results coming from local authorities. They wanted truth, not convenience. And that fight for a second examination says everything about how much doubt surrounds this case. Stay with me here, because Joe's behavior after the tragedy raised even more red flags for many watching. While Ashley's body was being prepared to return home, he stayed relatively quiet. No long emotional statements. No public appeals for justice. Just silence. Then came that viral hallway video. The one showing a man aggressively chasing a woman through the resort corridors. The panic in the footage is unmistakable. Many believe it shows the final chaotic moments of Ashley's life. Joe's team quickly labeled it AI-generated garbage, a dirty attempt to discredit it and move on. But that move completely backfired. Instead of ending the conversation, it made people zoom in closer. Why attack one video so aggressively if there's nothing to hide? Why not address the real timeline issues? The argument, the separation, the delay in calling for help, the 11 hours that no one can fully explain. These questions aren't going away. They're getting louder. Friends of Ashley have come forward sharing stories that break your heart. They describe her as someone full of laughter and big goals, a content creator who inspired thousands with her travel adventures and positive energy. She had just gotten engaged in one of the most romantic settings imaginable, Why would someone like that suddenly choose to end it all? The contrast between her glowing last posts and the tragic end is too painful to ignore. The engagement ring, that symbol of love and commitment, it's still being held overseas along with some of her personal items. Her family is fighting to get them back. Every small detail like this adds another layer of frustration and sorrow. A young woman's life reduced to evidence and legal battles. What do you believe happened after that argument? Was the separation enough to calm things, or did something far worse unfold behind closed doors? Let me know your theories in the comments. Your insights are helping keep this case alive, but the contradictions don't stop there. They keep piling up like dark clouds over this entire tragedy. While Joe claimed it was a suicide, the physical evidence and witness accounts paint a much more complicated and disturbing picture. Hotel staff reportedly heard loud voices that night. Not just an ordinary disagreement, but something intense enough to require intervention. Why separate them if things were calm? And why did it take Joe so long to raise the alarm after they were apart? These small decisions now feel massive under the weight of suspicion. Ashley's friends and family have been sharing memories that make her loss feel even more devastating. She wasn't someone hiding pain behind smiles. She was open about her happiness. Her last social media posts showed pure joy. Dancing under the sunset, showing off that sparkling engagement ring, talking excitedly about their shared dreams. People who followed her content for years say she seemed genuinely in love and full of plans. So when Joe's version of events surfaced, it clashed violently with everything they knew about her spirit. This is where the case starts to feel personal for so many of us watching. A young woman in the prime of her life, celebrating love in one of the most beautiful places on earth, suddenly gone. And the man who proposed to her days earlier is now at the center of swirling doubts. Joe's public statement was meant to clear his name, but instead it highlighted how little he has actually explained. Dismissing videos as fake is easy. Explaining an 11-hour silence is not. Investigators in Zanzibar initially held Joe's passport while they looked into the death. That move alone suggested they weren't fully convinced by the suicide story. Then it was returned, and he flew back to the United States. Some call this normal procedure. Others see it as someone slipping through cracks in a foreign justice system. The independent autopsy her family demanded is still pending, and many are waiting anxiously for those results. Will it confirm the initial findings or reveal new injuries that tell a different story? The emotional toll on Ashley's loved ones is heartbreaking to witness. Her mother has spoken with raw pain about being left in the dark during those critical hours. Messages unanswered, calls delayed, a daughter fighting for her life while the family scramble for information across oceans. No parent should ever experience that kind of helplessness. And the fact that they immediately rejected the suicide narrative says volumes about how well they knew Ashley's true state of mind. Stay with me, because public pressure is growing stronger every day. True crime communities online are dissecting every photo, every timestamp, every statement. The viral hallway video may have been called fake, but similar stories of tension during the trip have surfaced from people close to the couple. Whispers of arguments even before that final night. Moments where Ashley seemed uneasy. Nothing definitive yet, but enough to keep the fire burning. What was really happening behind the luxury resort doors? Was this a relationship under pressure that exploded, or something more calculated? The answers feel close, but still just out of reach. And Joe's attempt to shut down the conversation has only made people more determined to find them. Her story deserves to be told completely, not wrapped up in convenient explanations that leave too many families shattered. The public reaction to this case has exploded in ways no one expected. Across social media platforms, thousands are demanding answers that Joe's statement simply failed to deliver. Hashtags like #JusticeForAshley and #ZanzibarMystery are trending strongly, with people sharing side-by-side comparisons of Ashley's joyful engagement photos against the grim reality of her final hours. The contrast is gut-wrenching. One moment she is radiant, smiling wide with the man she loved. The next, she has gone under circumstances that grow more questionable with every new detail that surfaces. What's striking is how Joe's dirty move to dismiss the viral video has united strangers in suspicion rather than silencing them. Experts in digital forensics have weighed in online, some claiming the footage shows realistic lighting and movement patterns that AI would struggle to fake perfectly. Others point out timestamps that seem to line up with the reported argument night. Whether the video is real or not, the fact that Joe focused so much energy attacking it instead of offering condolences or full transparency has left a sour taste. It feels strategic, defensive, like a man more worried about his image than about honoring the woman he proposed to just days before. Her family's pain is pouring out in heartbreaking interviews. Ashley's mother described her daughter as her best friend, the one who called home excited about safari adventures and wedding plans. She says the last conversations were filled with laughter, not despair. "My baby was planning her life, not ending it," she told reporters through tears. That raw emotion has resonated with millions. Parents watching the story see their own daughters in Ashley. Young women see themselves in her bold spirit and adventurous heart. The idea that such light could be extinguished so suddenly, with so many loose ends, feels unacceptable. Stay with me, because new layers of strangeness keep emerging. Reports suggest there were multiple disagreements during the trip, not just that final explosive argument. Some close friends claim Ashley had expressed minor doubts about the pace of the relationship, though nothing that pointed to suicidal thoughts. These whispers add fuel to the growing theory that the engagement may have been more complicated than the fairy tale picture suggested. Joe, on the other hand, has remained mostly silent since his initial statement. No sit-down interviews, no emotional appeals for help finding the truth. Just that one calculated response aimed at shutting down rumors. This silence speaks volumes to many observers. In high-profile cases like this, people expect the partner to be front and center fighting for justice. Instead, the focus seems inward, protecting his own narrative. Meanwhile, Ashley's belongings, including that symbolic engagement ring she was so proud of, are still caught in overseas limbo. Her family is battling legally just to bring home pieces of her life. Every delay feels like another twist of the knife. The pending independent autopsy is now the biggest hope for clarity. Will it reveal defensive wounds, signs of a struggle, or will it support the initial findings? Until those results drop, the tension keeps building. Investigators on both sides of the ocean are under pressure to dig deeper. Foreign jurisdictions can be slow and complicated, especially when powerful narratives try to shape the outcome early. The emotional weight of a story hits hardest when you remember who Ashley really was. Not just a victim in a mystery, but a dreamer, a creator, a woman who inspired others to live boldly. Her loss has left a hole that no statement or denial can fill. And the unanswered questions continue to haunt everyone invested in her memory. What do you make of Joe's continued silence after his big statement? Does it feel like someone with nothing to hide, or someone avoiding the spotlight for darker reasons? Share your honest thoughts below. Your comments are keeping this case visible and pushing for real answers. As this heartbreaking story continues to unfold, one thing becomes crystal clear. The pain Ashley's family carries is unimaginable, and it grows heavier with every unanswered question. They wake up each day knowing their daughter traveled to paradise with the man who had just promised her forever, only to never come home. Her mother's voice cracks in every interview as she speaks about the void left behind. The empty chair at family dinners. The unfinished conversations about wedding colors and future grandchildren. These are the human details that make this case cut so deep. Ashley wasn't just a headline. She was someone's everything. Joe's latest attempt to control the narrative has done the opposite. By calling that viral video fake and nothing more, he has forced people to examine every single detail even closer. Why has there been so little empathy shown publicly? Why no joint statements with the family seeking justice? In many eyes, his silence after the initial denial feels louder than any words. It creates this chilling space where theories multiply. Was the argument about something bigger than anyone realized? Money, jealousy, hidden secrets that surfaced under the African sun? We may never know unless the full truth is forced into the light. The independent autopsy remains the most critical piece still missing. Experts say it could reveal defensive marks, different angles of injury, or evidence that contradicts the early suicide ruling. Ashley's loved ones are holding their breath, waiting for it. They deserve to know exactly how their vibrant, full-of-life daughter left this world. Cerebral hypoxia from strangulation and suffocation. Those clinical words don't capture the terror a young woman might have felt in her final moments. The fear, the struggle, the loneliness if no one came running fast enough. Stay with me, because this is where the story becomes bigger than just one couple. It touches every person who has ever trusted someone with their heart during a romantic getaway. It reminds us how quickly paradise can turn into a nightmare when trust breaks down. Friends who knew Ashley describe her as fearless yet kind, the type who would help strangers and chase sunsets with equal passion. Her content inspired so many women to travel solo or with partners to document their journeys boldly. Now those same followers are turning their platforms into spaces demanding answers for her. The engagement ring, still stuck overseas, feels like a painful symbol, a circle of promise that never got its chance. Her clothes, her camera, her personal notes, all pieces of a life interrupted too soon. Every legal delay adds salt to an already devastating wound. Joe has returned to the United States and tried to move forward quietly, but the internet refuses to let this rest. True crime sleuths continue digging through old posts, flight records, hotel policies, and anything that might fill those terrifying 11 hours. This is where things get deeply emotional for all of us following along. When you look at Ashley's final photos, you see pure joy mixed with what we now know was an approaching tragedy. That smile hits different now. It feels like she was saying goodbye without realizing it. Or maybe she was simply living fully until the very end. Either way, her light deserved to shine much longer. The world feels a little dimmer without her energy in it. What really happened after hotel staff separated them that night? Did Joe try to reach her immediately, or was there a delay that changed everything? Why does the timeline still have so many holes that no statement has fully patched? These questions linger because the answers matter. They matter to her family seeking closure. They matter to her friends honoring her memory. And they matter to every viewer who refuses to let another woman's death be swept away with easy explanations. Ashley Janae's story is still being written by those fighting for her. The investigation continues. New details could drop at any moment. And while Joe's dirty move may have backfired by creating more suspicion, it has also kept her name alive in conversations that demand truth. No one is forgetting her. No one is walking away satisfied with half stories. If this case has touched you the way it has touched so many, please hit that like button right now. It helps this video reach more eyes and keeps pressure on those who need to provide real answers. Share this with friends who follow true crime. Subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a major update as this develops further. Her family needs our support. They need voices that refuse to stay silent. Ashley's memory deserves full justice, not convenient endings. She was a dreamer, a lover, a fighter in her own beautiful way. And whatever darkness fell over that Zanzibar villa, we owe it to her to keep searching for the truth. What are your final thoughts on this? Do you believe the official story, or do the contradictions point somewhere much darker? Drop your theories, your prayers, and your questions in the comments. I read them all and they help shape future updates. Thank you for staying with me through this emotional journey. Cases like Ashley's remind us why we seek truth so relentlessly. The fight isn't over. Her light still guides us forward. Stay tuned. More developments are coming, and together we will keep pushing until real answers emerge.